Hey everybody, Erica Serwin here from Pink Bucker Designs. This week I am using the Everyday Arches bundle. I am in love with these dies. I had no idea how amazing these dies would be. And if you've looked online, there are so many amazing ways to use these dies. So I knew they needed their own celebration on my blog. So I've got about 5 projects for you this week. I'm going to show you how to make a rainbow box. Now I have to tell you, this box was inspired by a box Melissa Faust made, a little alligator box that is super cute. So I took Melissa's design and took it a little bit further and made a box that folds open like this, and you have space in there to put some treats. Now I am going to change this a little bit as we make it. I don't like seeing this, so we're going to add another arch on the inside. But I put these Kit Kats in here. I saw this bag of Kit Kats at Walmart, and I thought those little rainbow colors would be good. But I also have these, and they're a little bit brighter in color. I'll link these. These are from Amazon. So if you wanted to match, you could always change your rainbow colors to match these as well. And, you know, you can use the design of the box for anything. You could not do the rainbow and do something else completely if you wanted. The only other thing I used are the clouds from Everyday Skies and a little bit of white ribbon. And you've got a cute little spring box. All right, well, let's get started. The first thing that you're gonna need is a piece of Flirty Flamingo that measures 4 1/4 by 9 1/8. I'm gonna score it on the long side at 4 1/4 and 4 7/8. And if you're using your Simply Scored, it's that one little tiny tick mark right before the 5. So our box is just 7/8, actually, no, 5/8 wide. All right, before we get rid of this, you're also going to need to get 2 pieces of Flirty Flamingo that are 1 1/8 by 9 3/4. And I'm gonna score them at 1/2 inch. Okay. All right. Now, we're going to use the 4th largest arch. So 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. All right. And we're going to take this arch and we're going to put it right here below that score line. Get it centered and then take it down below the score line because we want it to just cut the rounded part. We don't want it to cut across here. So I don't trust myself that it's going to stay straight. So I'm going to use a little bit of tape and I'm going to put it on my Simply Scored, but I'm going to take my plate and put it right there on the score line so that the die, the end of the die is sticking outside the plate. That way, when you roll it over, that part isn't going to get pressure and it's not going to cut. It's just going to stop there at those, at that horizontal score line, okay? So let's pop this out carefully. And you can see, well, my tape is being ornery today. You can see here how it stopped right there, okay? Now we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And you wanna line it up. Make sure you get it lined up this way so that they're exactly the same. Go right over that horizontal score line. And we're gonna do the same thing, okay? Take your clear plate, set it down right there on the score line and run it through. All right, now take this guy and cut out 2 more of these if you want to put something on the inside, which we'll get to at the end. But while you have it out, go ahead and cut those two more Flirty Flamingos in that size. All right, now take your paper snips and we're going to cut across that score line so that these pieces right here will come out. Okay, and if you didn't go far enough, just take your scissors and just snip right there. All right. There we go. Now I'm going to bring back over my Simply Scored. You can use your trimmer too. I just like my Simply Scored. And I'm going to add a score line right here. See, I've taken a white marker and put a line at 5 1/2 and 4 1/4 where I score my card bases. So I can line this up right there and just add that score line so that this is going to fold in like that. Now the other thing I'm going to do here is just trim off the corners. All right, now go ahead and burnish those lines, and this is what you've got so far. Now we've got those other two pieces, and one section is a 1/2 inch and the other is 5/8. On the 1/2 inch section, we're going to put a piece of tear and tape along the score line. Okay, and before you remove the backing, take your bone folder and burnish that line, and then take it and curl it. It's going to help it bend around our rainbow. Okay, burnish that really good. And again, we want to curl. All right, now you've got both of them, and they should be the same. 1/8 is always hard for me to get exactly right, so one might just be like a hair wider, but that's okay. All right, now take off your backing, and we're going to fringe this side. Now at the beginning you can do 1/2, 3/4 of an inch, but as you get closer to the middle, you want your fringes to be about 1/4 of an inch apart. This is going to help us bend the cardstock around the top part of our rainbow. But then again, as you get to the side here, you don't really need to fringe it too much. All right, now it doesn't matter where you start, which one, they're exactly the same, but you want to make sure that you get these lined up right on the edge. So I like to start at the front where I can see it. Okay, let's see, I've got a little bit crooked, so let's start again. All right, now slowly, hopefully my camera will zoom. Sometimes when I get close, it gets fuzzy, so hopefully it doesn't do that. Go around, and if you find, like right here, I feel like I need to snip these a little bit skinnier to give it more. The skinnier you cut your fringe, the more it's going to turn, because it has that, I don't even know how to describe it. It gives it more chance to turn. All right, and I'm not pushing that adhesive too hard into it. I want to get all the way around, make sure I've got everything right. Like that. Okay, so there, now we've got it. So now I can take my bone folder and really push in. Now, I will tell you, sometimes depending on where I start, sometimes I may need to trim. See how this is overlapping this just a bit? So I'm going to take my scissors and just cut that off a little bit right there. Okay? All right, now we're going to take these and fold them in and into the box. Let's pull that one. Let's trim that. If it goes past the score line, you've got to take it off. Okay? All right, so now let's take a little bit of tear and tape and put on this one. And a little bit of tear and tape. Whoops. Uh-oh. Let's see if I can do it. The backing came off. Stuck to my finger. There we go. There we go. Oh, it looks ugly, but that's okay. It's going to be tucked in. You know, you just never know. Nothing ever is perfect, especially when you're making a video. Okay, so now take that and tuck that in there like that, and take that one and tuck that in right there. Okay, so then you've got this, and I thought about leaving it like this, but don't like that you can see that. So we're going to add another one to the edge of this one. So we're going to do exactly the same thing. Okay, peel that off. And just do your fringe. The fringe is what really takes the longest. Stampin' Up! Used to sell some fringe scissors, which I still have and are awesome. And I actually tried to use them, but I feel like make the fringe a little bit too skinny because the fringe actually starts to kind of curl a little bit, which then just adds another layer of complication. All right, now once you get past kind of the center area, you can just really make sure you go all the way to the score line. Okay, now we're going to start the same manner. And this one might be, it's the same size, so we might need to trim the end a little bit as well. Because, well, we'll see. We'll see. Depending on how close to the edge you get, depends on if you need to trim that end or not. I've made this box. This is the fourth one I've made, and I've needed to trim the end twice. And I've made the measurements the same every time. So I think it just depends. Yeah, see, that one's going beyond. Let's push that in. Whoops. And we'll just trim just a sliver. Just a sliver. There we go. All right, and then that's just gonna fold right over like that. And it makes a clamshell box. Isn't that adorable? Okay, now I told you to cut 2 more Flirty Flamingo arches that are the same size. I tried the smaller size and it was too small. You could still see all that ugly fringe. The thing about this same size is that we just need to trim off about really 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch. All right, and we're gonna stick that on the inside. So I think I'll use liquid glue. Now this is a step you could skip if you want. Okay, push that down in there. Trim off again about 1/8 of an inch. Let's try it, make sure, yep, that's the right size. Put that down in there like that. All right, so there's our box. Very cute. Now, it flares out a little bit at the end, so that's why we're going to tie a ribbon around it. I think once the cardstock gets used to being where we want it, it will lay down a little bit better. Okay, so let's make our rainbow. I have taken the next size arches, all right, so the next size down, and I have cut, we've got peach pie, and then we've got lemon lolly. I wanted to do kind of a soft rainbow, soft colors. Lemon lime twist. Lemon lime twist is a bright, but it's a softer green than the others that we have. This is a bright color too, summer splash. But I like the little pop there with those colors. And then Highland Heather. Okay, bring back our box. Let's put our candy in there. Close that. We'll take this. Being extra generous with the glue, just in case. Look how nicely they nest. Now I am using our new, well, I guess it's not new anymore, our newish white ribbon. And I'm going to tie it closed. If you wanted to use primary colors, I would go with Real Red, Pumpkin Pie, Daffodil Delight, green, maybe Granny Apple Green, then maybe Blueberry Bushel, and gorgeous grape. Okay, so there we've got our box closed. The last part is our stamp. I am using the hello, and we're going to stamp that in Flirty Flamingo on the smaller cloud. And then we'll get 2 dimensionals. If you wanted, there's a sun also in the Everyday Skies stamp set. You could put the sun peeking out. Hello. And there you have it. All right, now the possibilities are endless with this shape box. I just went with the obvious rainbow. Make sure to check out Melissa's alligator. It's pretty amazing too. And I would love to see if you come up with something else to use this box design to make another shaped box. All right, everybody, hop back to my blog. There's a free PDF there that has the measurements and a supply list. And let me know if you have any questions. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.